morning, ladies and gentlemen. The BJMP Regional Office 11, in pursuit of its mandate to provide humane safekeeping and development of our persons deprived of liberty, is sincere in our commitment in the rehabilitation of our offenders. In line with the concept of our rehabilitation, we have the four aspects. We have the behavioral, psychological, spiritual, and educational. Indeed, we are happy to know that with the partnership of the CEPT, the USAP, the education behind bars materials, BJMP cannot do it alone. The stakeholders of the different government agencies and the schools headed by the CEPT, Dr. myself, Dr. AMELIA, and of course the Vice Chair of CEPT, Attorney Cariaga, is an instrumental in the realization of this program. Under BJMP, the concern is more on education because we believe that education is freedom, and through education we can set every individual free. And this is a vehicle for them for their future integration to the mainstream society. With me is my Assistant Regional Director for Operations, Dr. Pio Rosero, who will continue with this transformational and dimensional approach of the presentation. And I would like also to take cognizance of the following personalities, Dr. myself, Dr. AMELIA, and Attorney Cariaga, for another partnership, especially on the senior education. We will be commencing by this school year. And thank you so much for the partnership. Indeed, BJMP will acknowledge this, and with my director here, Director Edwin Real, the newly promoted General of the BJMP, will take cognizance of this partnership, and he will come up with policy formulation for the entire region. So thank you so much, ma'am. So Dr. Rosero will take that presentation.
Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My very presence here today is simply to augment the articulations made by our beloved regional director. He made mention about the headlines. Basically, my role here is to articulate the details. And I have a feeling we will consummate my piece here within 2 hours. Is that okay with you? Now, kidding aside, I have a feeling I will consummate my role here within 30 minutes. Can I proceed now? Of course I can proceed, I have the floor. You cannot do otherwise. My presentation for today will include, first, I will share to you the key messages of the different frameworks for development of our long-term vision for the country, or the Vision until 2040, and Agenda 2030, or the Sustainable Goals in the Philippine Development Plan, PDP 2017 to 2022. Second and third, the BJMP framework, our directions and thrust in our contribution to nation building through the delivery of various undertakings for the persons deprived of liberty. Fourth is the teaching for change learnings and insights, particularly the implementation of the educational programs. And of course, last is on sustaining the gains of the collaboration among major stakeholders. This is our national framework, which all national as well as private entities are encouraged to support. the attainment of the overall goal, so that I should say, let me do it again, all our efforts are geared towards contributing to the attainment of the overall goal, so that within a 6-year period, or by the year 2022, the main objective is to lay down the foundation for inclusive growth, a high trust in resilient society, and globally competitive knowledge economy. And that by the end of 2022, more Filipinos will be closer to achieving their ambition for a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay. The strategies to achieve the targets outlined herein will fall under the 3 major pillars of malasakit, pagbabago, and patuloy na pagunlad. There are also cross-cutting strategies to support the other interventions and to provide a solid bedrock for all strategies to work. Under the national framework, the BJMP contributes to the strategies laid down under malasakit or enhancing the social fabric, particularly on pursuing swift administration of justice, as well as on pagbabago or inequality reducing transformation. Wherein our programs and services for the PDL seek to accelerate human capital development and reduce the vulnerability of individuals through our various safekeeping and welfare and development services and interventions. Now let me emphasize that we have integrated the Sustainable Development Goals, or the Agenda 2030, in our national and regional priorities, while making sure that they complement the set of medium and long-term goals for our country toward realizing our people's aspirations. Agenda 2030 is founded on 2 guiding principles: sustainable development and ensuring that no one is left behind. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable development, sustainable development or sustainability has been described in terms of 3 dimensions or pillars. Example, the environment, the economy, and society. Ensuring that no one is left behind is another fundamental guiding principle for the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is recognized that the dignity of the individual is fundamental and that the agenda's goals and targets should be met for all nations and people and for all segments of society, reaching first those who are farthest behind. The thrust of no one is left behind includes the persons deprived of liberty, who are considered the last, the lost, the least, and the most neglected sector. They too have the rights in accessing programs and projects that will reduce poverty and hunger, provide them good health and well-being, as well as good quality of education, among others. Our PDLs have lived in congested jails, and they are most likely to get afflicted with diseases because of too much congestion. They are deprived of swift administration of justice, sometimes experiencing justice delayed, is justice denied. The PDLs also have basic needs to be taken care of, not only the safekeeping aspect. To ensure the reintegration to the respective communities upon the release, the provision of education and skills enhancement programs can be an effective tool for their successful reintegration. Contributing to the attainment of the overall goal to lay down the foundation for inclusive growth, a high trust and resilient society in a globally competitive knowledge economy, the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology seeks to provide a safe and humane management of all district, city, and municipal jails in order to achieve a peaceful, safe, self-reliant, and development-dominated communities. The Bureau seeks to ensure humane safekeeping and development for the persons deprived of liberty. Article 10, I would like to invite your attention to this. Article 10 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights replaced the term prisoner by a new and neutral phrase, person deprived of liberty, who shall be treated with humanity and with respect for the inherent dignity of the human person. This aims to prevent labeling, branding, or shaming by the use of prisoner or other derogatory words. The person deprived of liberty refers to a detainee, inmate, or prisoner, or other person under confinement or custody in other manner. In fact, corollary to this, the Department of the Interior and Local Government has officially launched PDL as a dignified term for inmates during the last 7th National Correctional Consciousness Month in November 2011. As projected on the screen, there are basic considerations in the treatment of inmates. The United Nations Standard Minimum Rules for the Treatment of Prisoners, or the Mandela Rules, sets the basic rubrics under which standards and norms in crime prevention and criminal justice arise. This is bearing in mind the long-standing concern of the United Nations for the humanization of criminal justice and the protection of human rights, in emphasizing the fundamental importance of human rights in the daily administration of criminal justice in crime prevention. There are four major programs under the mandate of BJMP, which include Inmates Custody, Security and Control Program, Inmate Welfare and Development Program, Decongestion Program, Good Governance. It includes, as a matter of fact, transparency, accountability, collaboration, commitment, and competence. And increase their capacities to prepare them for their eventual return to their families and be absorbed in the mainstream of society. Under the IWD program, there are 8 major services that are being implemented under the guardianship of the Bureau. In particular, the Bureau, in coordination with other stakeholders for some specific projects, conducts livelihood and skills training activities and skills enhancement, as well as educational programs for literacy development and or enhancement. Obviously, the Bureau cannot work in silo. It is imperative upon us to elicit the help of other stakeholders or to collaborate with our partner agencies and other civil society organizations. In principle, the program for the IWD shall be responsive and dynamic, supportive of the safekeeping of inmates, rehabilitative, not punitive, and human rights of inmates shall be upheld at all times. With the Bureau's belief that education is freedom, we benchmark on the note that he who opens a school door closes a jail. The provision of right educational programs is crucial in helping the inmates to make right decisions in their lives, enhance their productivity as well as their capacities. Education or studying can keep people away from vices and gives them better chances in life when they get out. An educational program basically is considered as the best reformatory in the world. All human beings have the right to acquire knowledge regardless of their status in life. Sorry about that. The Bureau has conducted various activities for its educational and skills training programs. As of April 2018, the BJMP Region 11 has total of 6,864 persons deprived of liberty under its covered or under its jurisdiction. For the reporting period of April 2018, the BJMP has accomplished the following. Under the college behind bars, a total of 61 PDL were enrolled for the first semester of school year 2017 to 2018, while there were 55 enrollees for the second semester. Most of the enrollees were from the Davao City Jail and Davao City Female Dormitory. A total of 605 PDL were beneficiaries under the alternative learning system. From this number, 177 PDL are from the elementary level and 428 PDLs are from the high school level. For the same period, a considerable number of beneficiaries were provided with skills training. These trainings include, among others, handicraft making, pedicure and manicure, twine bag making, tailoring, beaded products making, food processing, bakery operation, hollow block making, t-shirt making, massage therapy, perfume making and packaging, welding, dog and hog racing and others, and some of their products are also put on sale. Lastly, a total of 281 PDL beneficiaries were provided with skills enhancement trainings, which include, among others, electrical skills training course, visual art workshop, box making, beauty care, massage therapy, metal art building, and mushroom culture. The Bureau, in partnership with the concerned public and private institutions, has implemented the following educational programs. Number one, alternative learning system uses flexible modules and accreditation tests. It aims to provide basic literacy and the equivalent of elementary and secondary educational certification. Technology for Economic Development is an initiative of the DICT to create an inclusive, integrated, and equitable education, employment, and entrepreneurial opportunities in different platforms nationwide. Livelihood and skills training aims to enhance the opportunity for employment and reintegration upon their release. Providing quality education for the PDLs, coupled with greater support upon release, carries the very real possibility of transforming the PDL into community champions of change. The DCI and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in the University of Southeastern Philippines has initiated a college education behind bars project at the Davao City Jail, Davao City. This program aims to provide the PDL, both male and female, a means to advance their education in prison. It is a higher education program whose mission is to assist incarcerated students in identifying and achieving their educational goals. The program hopes to help PDL students build meaningful lives inside the jail and to reduce recidivism by offering them a recovery program with their college diplomas, so that when they are released, they are fully equipped to reintegrate to society as a contributor to nation building and not remain a burden to their family and community. The College Education Behind Bars project partners include, as I've said, the ECI, the University of the USEP, and the BJMP. Corollary, the ECI and the BJMP forged a memorandum of agreement to implement the senior high program this year, utilizing the facilities and amenities of the College Education Behind Bars project. In the implementation of the Bureau's educational programs, we make jails as places of hope and transformative learning. The PDL are encouraged to engage in college and work toward redemption and rehabilitation rather than simply doing time. Investing in education is invariably the best chance to inspire transformation and positive changes for the PDLs. Transformative learning involves communicative and instrumental learning. We at the Bureau ensure that educational programs are task-oriented, cultivates critical thinking, and are open to change and perspectives. Teaching for Change seeks to improve the lives of the persons deprived of liberty. In their own way, they are transformed into being the change themselves, with availability of tools to become different and become better men and women. The best reformatory in the world, as I've said, is an educational program. Education is considered a tool for re-entry, provides the following. Providing the inmates with skills and knowledge, improve their eligibility for job opportunities upon release, which reduces the incidence of criminality. Education, I should say, it reduces the incidence of criminality. And we all know that education empowers people. Education helps a person to be literate and be productive with the basic tools necessary to function as responsible citizens contributing to nation building. During their time spent in jails, it is necessary to create a program for the PDL where they can rise from where they failed. And educational activities geared toward reforming the inmates are better realized in an environment to create opportunities, explore potentials and capacities, and eventually improve access to employment once released. Education increases opportunity to increase knowledge and enhance life skills. The provision of necessary skills to sustain their competences learned while in jail are deemed necessary. Learning is a learned behavior. It must be willingly undergone by the person concerned. In the implementation of the various educational programs, the ensuing behavioral change from the PDL were observed. The beneficiaries were able to develop or enhance competencies in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Cognition is enhanced to think about new information, process it, and speak about it. The ability to learn things and improve knowledge contribute to self-transformation. The PDL beneficiaries showed improvement in understanding their own circumstances while pursuing developmental activities that would help improve their own capacities and prepare them for other opportunities. The PDL beneficiaries who enrolled in the educational programs showed eagerness to learn and have found the importance of enhancing one's knowledge and skills. This is evident in completing their tasks and produce the required output or products. In the implementation of the various educational programs, enabling mechanisms are noted as success factors. Strong leadership and management is critical to attain the project goals. The BJMP management is currently providing the necessary and competent leadership involving the entire workforce to push forward the various mandates of the Bureau on safekeeping and welfare and development for the inmates. Sense of cooperation and ownership among the major stakeholders and program partners is an important drive to achieve the desired program results. Bringing in and converging available resources to respond to the needs of the inmates leads to the success of program implementation. With the Bureau's limited resources, the sharing of expertise and technology paves the way to enhancing programs and services provided to the inmates. Commitment and support from program partners I should say, also brings about good results. With the three levels of the organization, management, technical, and operations, constant retooling and capacity enhancement contribute to good program outputs. Collaborative governance is also important in achieving sustainable development. Engaging the services of partner agencies maximizes the utilization of the government's scarce resources, at the same time increasing the services provided to the PDLs. This is our collaborative governance framework. Building on the gains of the partnership and collaboration of the Bureau with other institutions, the integrative framework for collaboration among the major stakeholders is noteworthy to be replicated. The BJMP cannot work alone in providing the needs of the persons deprived with liberty. Building social capital or establishing networks and linkages are very important in achieving better results and program outcomes. On a larger scale, we give higher credit on the very important role of the community wherein the PDLs will be reintegrated after their release. Inside the jails, the PDLs are armed with life skills that will enable them to be easily reintegrated in their respective local communities and make them a more responsible and peaceful citizens contributing to the overall development of their locality. Overall, these major stakeholders put forward their various services and programs for the development and reintegration of the persons deprived of liberty, achieving the national goal of inclusive growth, leaving no one behind. Sustaining the gains in program implementation needs to be advocated for better improved results. Program implementers, both BJMP and its partner institutions, shall undergo retooling activities to be continuously capacitated, resulting to an improved delivery of services. Peter Singh defines learning organizations as organizations where people continuously expand their capacity to create results they desire, where new and expansive patterns of thinking are nurtured, where collective aspiration is set free, and where people are continually learning how to learn together. Thus, a learning organization is one that tries to develop its human resources to their full potential and uses learning as a means of improving its business performance. Public servants need to improve their core competency through knowledge management work, work as members of a team, and commit to a shared responsibility and aspiration to achieve the ultimate result of total customer satisfaction. Our Bureau has two customers outside the gate and customers inside the gate. Our prisoners or our PDLs are also our customers. This is contingent upon the need of the organization. Customer could be transformed into a partner and subsequently into a citizen, depending upon the needs of the organization. There is a need to put in place the monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to serve as the basis for assessing gains of the programs implemented. It also provides gaps in success factors that could enhance project delivery and implementation. Strengthen organizational capacities, improve the management and leadership skills, as well as institutional mechanisms for the smooth implementation of programs and projects. Regular assessment of the needs of the inmates help program providers and implementers to identify appropriate interventions that would directly respond to the actual needs of the inmates. Knowing what works in different group and individual situations is better learned with the sharing of experiences and building on the visions of other programs. We cannot simply rely on the domestic best practices. It behoves upon us to go out beyond our borders to determine the best practices in our countries also, and bring these practices, whether these practices are consistent insofar as the organizational requirements are concerned. If these practices are attuned to the organizational requirements, and we cannot do otherwise but to embrace these practices, i-apply po namin yan sa Bureau. At this point, in closing, may I quote Winston Churchill as it says, "The true measure of a civilized society is how it treats people accused of crime. The persons deprived of liberty are considered among the vulnerable members in our society. As much as they have the responsibility to their own nation, we are also mandated to provide not only safekeeping services, but also constructive and development-oriented interventions that would enable them to be capacitated when they are mainstream again into the community. We continue to provide educational programs as an effective tool in curtailing recidivism, as they are provided with life skills. We will pursue, and this is a continuing challenge, and I would like to assure you that in everything we do, we constantly put our customers at the very center of everything we do. We will pursue activities that will save them from being the last, and the most neglected sector in our society. That's all, and once again, good morning to my
Thank you, Sir Joseph. I'll just be presenting a short video for BJMP 11 at the same time. It is our advocacy, and I also grab this opportunity for community awareness. We need your help for community involvement. We cannot do it alone. Ang BJMP, kailangan namin ng tulong nyo. Kailangan namin ninyo, especially students. Kasi pag sabihin BJMP, ano bang BJMP? We would always ask, police yan eh. Actually, Philippine National Police is different from the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. They are under the umbrella of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, serving PNP, the BJMP, and the Bureau of Fire Protection. So this is an opportunity for us, especially in Region 11, with our regional director. And we thank also the College Education behind bars, sir, for this opportunity, for this well-prepared conference, and then we hope that this will be replicated indeed in the entire Philippines. So kindly, please play the video so that everyone would also understand that every one of us is part of nation building. At the end of the day, we would always ask ourselves, what have we done for the country? Hoping, yes, I'm just 20 in my 20s, and I'm already serving the government. So this is one way of our paying back, and then sana sa atin at the same time in the partnership with City. Thank you and good morning. Thank you very much.
Minsan sa atin, hinanad natin ang isang mas mahusay na bansa. Iba't iba man ang kahulugan ng mahusay sa iba't ibang tao. Gayunpaman, lahat tayo ay inaasam ang mas maliwasay at mabuting pamumuhay sa ating sariling bansa. Ngunit sa ating mga plano at pangarap para sa isang mas mahusay na lipunan, naitatanong din ba natin kung ang bawat Pilipino ay may pagkakataon na pabuti ang kanilang mga buhay sa malapit na hinaharap, ano man ang kanilang nakaraan? Itinayo ang Bureau of Jail Management and Penology noong 1991 sa pamamagitan ng Republic Act 6975 para matugunan ang pag-aalam ito. Simula noon, ang BJMP ang may responsibilidad na bigyang pansin ang mga suliranin na hinaharap ng jail management at penology. Pinuhusay ng BJMP ang seguridad ng pampublika sa pamamagitan ng pagtiyak ng kataong pag-iingat at pag-unlad ng persons deprived of liberty sa lahat ng mga distrito, syudad at mga munisipal na bilangguan para sa kanilang pagsasama sa lipunan. Bilang isang pasilidad aktibidad na nagdoble bilang programang pang-edukasyon, ang BJMP ay nagbibigay ng mga proyektong pangkabuhay. Mga pagsasanay na pang-edukasyon at pang-edukasyon. Libangan at sports. At mga gawaing reliyon at pang-espiritual.